we're going to be talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon in this episode. So, what do I know so far? Well, Sun and Moon is Gen 7. And that, you know, from what we understand so far about Gen 7 is that there's two games, Sun and Moon. Obviously. But due to, like, online capabilities and all that, you probably don't need both versions, necessarily, you know. You just got to get lucky with finding people on the internet and them willing to trade. And they probably will, because there's always people out there that are willing to trade for certain Pokemon. So I wouldn't put it past. And being that Pokemon's a huge series, there's no way. I honestly think it's going to be awesome. You know, I know people say they didn't like X and Y when it came out, but, you know, but really if you think about it, I mean, where's the logic? Here, let me just move this camera. Okay, but no, where's the logic in that, though? You know, I mean, not necessarily from a fanboy's perspective, even though I would call myself a fanboy for other reasons, other Pokemon series. But, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys, though. I mean, I understand that certain people might casually play it, and maybe you might hear it from them. But, you know, when you play the Pokemon series, though, you really got to understand, it's not just like any other video game. It's like, it's a really well thought out series that, you know, okay, yeah, the story kind of gets a little old after a while, but if you think about it, though, you know, I mean, it's really, I mean, it deserves all the praise it gets. I mean, there's a reason why these games are so successful. Not just because the people want to buy it, but I mean, you know, it worked when it first came out. Like, you know, there was like take me for example. I'm playing through every single Pokemon game right now. Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, then Green, and then I'm gonna go on to Gen 2, Crystal, Crystal, Gold, Silver. Move on to Gen 3, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, and then move on to Gen 4, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Platinum, Pearl, Diamond. Move on to the next one, Gen 5, Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Black and White 2. Move on to Gen 6, Pokemon, see what do we got here, X and Y. And then Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then we move on to Gen 7, which is Sun and Moon. And I gotta tell you, holy shit, are these games long, let me tell you. You know, I mean, I don't even need to tell you these, but, you know, I love these games because they might as well be, you know, the biggest JRPG that you could, well, I mean, as of right now anyways, that you could, like with the fan base and how many copies they've sold. I mean, there's no way, I mean, you got a lot of people that play these games, and you got a lot of people that they're not going anywhere anytime soon, unless the next game comes out, and then people will just flock over to that game, you know. So it's really, you know, I'll give you another example. If you really want, I mean, I was just testing videos out a while ago, and I uploaded, about like a couple months ago, I uploaded a couple videos of like catching a Suicune and Suicune and Entei. I forget exactly if that's how you pronounce his name. Entei? Yeah. In Pokemon Crystal without catching without using a Master Ball. It's got like 350 views on him almost. A lot of people, I mean, you look at that, I mean, you know, yeah, that wouldn't be anything really too special. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that have done that. And I mean, they can be hard to catch, but, you know, but if you think about it, though, I mean, some people are willing to watch that because they thought it was pretty cool. You know, I mean, Pokemon, you know, I'll be honest, I even caught, in Gen 1, I caught Mew, using the Mew glitch, Mewtwo, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos, as of right now, without using any other balls in the Master Ball. Well, not using a Master Ball either, using a Pokeballs. And, you know, you look at that, you know, I put that on YouTube. I haven't put those videos up on YouTube yet. And I guarantee you there'll be people that would want to watch that because the fans are there. See, something about the Pokemon fan base is that, you know, they'll watch it. It's just there. There's no doubt about that. You know, they love that series, and they'll always love it. Because Game Freak, you know, mind you, yeah, Game Freak starts to make mistakes. Because I know there's some things people are saying that they could do better. But the way I look at it, though, I'm still glad they're still willing to make these games because, you know, it's good to know that they managed to branch out the series into different regions, and they gave us more than just I mean, yeah, some Pokemon are better than others, obviously. But at the same time, though, if it was just one game, though, then, they would have lost a huge opportunity to really turn it into the next biggest thing, or one of the biggest things in the world. Yeah, Pokemon would have been a successful franchise, but we would only had one game, and then we wouldn't be looking at it the same way we look at it now. There's so many things that go into it. I mean, the music, for one. I mean, for handheld, for 8-bit handheld when it first came out, like, geez, man, how did they come up with those songs? I'll give you a few. A Rivals theme from, like the one where you fight your rival, like Silver, from, or Giovanni's son, from Pokemon Silver and Crystal, or Heart Gold, Soul Silver remakes. And then you had, what else did you have? You had the legendary theme song, like the legendary dogs that actually, Sui, Kune, Entei, and Raikou. I always forget how to spell his name. It's like Raikou, Raikou, something like that. But you look at that though, and it's like, every legendary has their own theme song nowadays. But when Gen 1 came out, it was just a normal battle theme. But over the years, they pretty much gave all the Pokemon their own legendary theme songs. And if I remember correctly, especially the first ones, Pokemon Crystal, pretty much gave all the legendary Pokemon, and pretty much gave them their own battle theme, aside from the normal one. So when you played Pokemon Crystal, I'm not sure if it was in Pokemon Gold and Silver. I think it was only, I think it might have been Gold and Silver. It's just, I've played more Crystal than I played every other version. But when I played Pokemon Crystal, there was so many different things you could do in that game. And then, obviously then the pattern repeated itself. And, I'm just saying that I just think it's pretty cool that they were willing to do that. I mean, yeah, obviously money is the reason they're doing it, but at the same time, though, they have so much of it that they still love what they do. It's like Shigeru Miyamoto, he still loves what he does, because it's not about just money to him. It's all about, even though he's Nintendo and he works with Zelda and Mario. But, he loves what he does. And it's because of that, he cares so much about his fans, as well as, Game Freak. Mind you, I think Japan and Asia come up with some pretty cool things out of all cultures, especially the ones I haven't been to, because it's more special to me, because it's not something I really grew up with, like not in the country I live in, but I grew up with it because this is why I love Asia, and this is why everybody else loves Asia. It's because they just like the things they come up with, and it's like it blows your mind. Like, how did they come up with this? It's like the Mew glitch in the original Pokemon games. How did somebody figure that out? It's such a great glitch that works, and yet somebody figured it out, or maybe a group of people figured it out. I don't know, but it's crazy though. And the same thing with Sun and Moon. There's all this hype right now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great things you can do with those games. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Because all the Pokemon games, they're special in their own way. But at the same time, though, they're different. Which games can be different? But at the same time, though, what do they do in all those games that really make them what they are? So, in Sun and Moon, you're going to have different legendaries, sure, but what Pokemon are they going to put in those games? I didn't really notice this, because I'll be honest with you, I played Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby first before I played Pokemon Black and White 2, and I realized that all the legendary Pokemon that you could actually catch in those games were actually recycled, but in a different location in Pokemon, Omega Alpha and Omega Sapphire and Ruby. And I realized that the reason that was because that Game Freak they didn't really try to make new locations. But all the Pokemon that I see in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, maybe they'll have different, not just different legendaries, but how many more legendaries? I haven't even taken a look yet at the mythical Pokemon that they have, especially the event ones. But I'll be honest with you, I really got to jump on that, because even though I know Japanese, But it's gonna probably be a while before those games come out in English. But man, every day gets closer, and especially the die-hard fans, like that's all they'll play. Oh man, you better believe that they'll talk about it. They'll uncover every secret before it even comes out. And I feel, and even the people that go on YouTube and upload these video games first, there's people that they're gonna get so many views because people want to see those games, and they're gonna be like, wow, how did that guy do that? It's like, wow, like Pokemon Gen 2. Ooh, man. Well, Pokemon Gen 7. I want to say that, that it's going to be really interesting, though. All the different types, combinations they'll make. The Wi-Fi battles, another region, more story, different criminal organization. What are you up to now? Team Skull, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what their purpose is. I mean, it really looks interesting, though. It really does. Like, what are we going to see unravel in these games? And for the price, you really can't beat it. Like, what is it, like $40? Just all the Pokemon games have really been around $40, but sort of. But when they first come out, though, $39.99, not too bad. It's Pokemon. It's a series that you buy it, you play it. You enjoy it with your friends. There's a lot of hours you can sink on those games. I mean, they're definitely not. I mean, they still do that. So, I'll be playing them. I'll definitely be playing them. And I think that's what a lot of people. So, like, my first impressions of the game were, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I know some people, it takes you a little bit of time to get used to the 3D environments because everybody's so used to the 2D ones. But once you really look past that, I mean, even Pokemon Emerald, looked like a 3D game in a 2D setting. But then at the same time, though, then you had Pokemon, all the newer ones came out. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and that was another really good one. Cyrus had a really cool theme. The Pokemon, they talk about now they're talking about the religious forms of the Pokemon. Arceus, Palkia, Dialga, and even Giratina. It revealed the strongest Pokemon as far as the story goes, powers they had, time and space, the gods, and it pretty much just admitted that Pokemon comes from a multiple dimension, or more parallel dimension, like there's more than one dimension. So maybe one day we'll get a Pokemon game where we find out like what's beyond Arceus, and maybe a Pokemon that came from another dimension rather than just Arceus coming from this dimension. Be pretty cool. It would be very interesting. So my thoughts to you are this. People will say that they don't like the newer Pokemon games, but keep in mind this. If it's kind of like a risk. If they didn't make any newer games, then we wouldn't have as much to look forward to than we do now. So the way I look at it, I think it's better that we are getting more games than just none at all.